Personally, motherhood, before I got into it, was a struggle mentally. And I say that because, and this is respect to my mother, but I didn't really have like a wholesome childhood. You know how people say, oh, there was love at home? I didn't necessarily grow up that way. So motherhood was something that I was running away from. So when my age mates were wanting to get married, I didn't want to get married. I just wanted to work because I was afraid that how I was brought up, I would replicate that into the children that I bring to the world. It was God who brought me
Out of that.
into, yeah, out of that and into marriage, and letting me know that my past experiences with motherhood is not the same thing, and I could decide to not replicate that into the children that I give birth to. It was important for me, first and foremost, to find someone who I wanted to do that with. Filmmaking is not very favorable to women, right? Yes. And when I mean filmmaking, I mean the actual act of filmmaking, right?
Oh,
Of being a producer. So if I now say, I'm not going to work
yeah.
because I'm pregnant, in my head, I'm like, how then do I come back from that? I worked all through the 9 months. I didn't go into actual labor, so my water didn't break. As at the time I was having the CS, he was 5 kg. The aftercare was so terrible. It was really bad. So I wasn't lactating, alright? Which apparently is normal
Yes.
for a CS mom or a mom. I didn't know that. The nurses who were supposed to help me through it in the most nicest way possible did the most outrageous thing, guys. And I'm saying this from personal experience. If a nurse comes to meet you and brings something like syringe close to you when you just give birth, you have my permission to slap that nurse.
Who did it? Poking.
Yeah.
Why?
Being a mother is the hardest thing I've done till date.
Yeah.
It's
Wow.
the hardest thing. And I've done a lot of hard things.
We have 9 different women who are mothers across 9 different spheres of influence. And what's our goal? We want to show you that it's possible. We want to prove to you that when you become a mother, and even before you become a mother, you can do it all. You will navigate it with ease, with peace, with strength. Yes, there may be challenges. Yes, this one will happen, that one will happen, but you'll do it and you'll be fine. And today's guest, I like today's guest. Don't worry, you will know why. We're looking at media and entertainment. And see, I want to sing one song. If you don't know this song, I'm so, as in, maybe it's rock. It's rock you have been living for the past few weeks. On the very to shishe, and this one I don't even, is it not bad? I don't even know the lyrics. Hi, Onome.
Hi.
I'm so happy to have you here.
It's very glad to be here. I'm very glad to be here.
How are you
Very
today?
fine, thank you.
So, can you first take a moment to introduce yourself? Who is Onome?
So Onome is a film producer,
Okay.
and then she's also the founder of 1210 Co, which is
Hmm.
a company that deals with productions, projects, and wait, I forgot the last it, but there are three things. Sha. But yeah, we're just basically like an execution company that
Okay.
deals with helping people to ease, giving them ease for their projects and stuff. So
Oh,
basically,
really?
that's what we do.
So, for
Yeah.
projects, it relates to more like projects in producing like movies, films.
Not necessarily. So you have maybe you have a timeline to release something,
Okay.
and you just
Oh.
need some form of structure
Oh.
and like the steps and ways in which to do that. We also do that as well. So
Oh, that's very
yeah.
interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. So, I mean, you're here for one a very important criteria for every guest. You are a mom.
Yeah, I am.
Because we're not just looking at theory. We're not just looking at I've read, I've watched YouTube video. There's the experience
Right.
part of it. And that's honestly why you know it's important. So we're going to start with motherhood. I know you have a beautiful, beautiful young boy. So I mean you can start from maybe before pregnancy, where you were at, and then we
Okay.
go into pregnancy, labor, postpartum. So just walk us through your motherhood, before even the whole motherhood journey, then into motherhood, then labor, then of course postpartum.
So I think that for me personally, motherhood before I got into it was a struggle mentally. And I
Hmm.
say that because I didn't, and this is to respect to my mother, but I didn't really have like a wholesome childhood,
Hmm.
right? Where I was comfortable, or you know how people say, oh, there was love at home. I didn't necessarily grow up that way. So motherhood was something that I was running away from.
Really?
So when my age mates were wanting to get married, I didn't want to get married. I just wanted to work.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was afraid that how I was brought up, I would replicate that into the children that I bring to the world. And
Yeah.
I didn't want that. I didn't see it as a
Good
good
thing.
thing for
Hmm.
them. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be single. I didn't mind being in a relationship, but I didn't want a relationship where the person wanted marriage,
Wow.
so to speak. So I was just basically living my life and everything. So it was it was it was God who brought me
Out of that.
into, yeah, out of that and into marriage, and letting me know that my past experiences with motherhood is not the same thing, and I could decide to not replicate that into the children that I give birth to. So it was important for me first and foremost to find someone who I wanted to do that with. It was
Yeah.
important for me because of where I was coming from. So the person I was going to marry was someone who came from a home that there was actually love. Like, it
Yeah.
was very important for me to have that. So I did marry someone whose house there's love in it.
Thank God.
Thank God. And so it was a little bit easier
Mm-hmm.
to accept to be a
Mm-hmm.
mother because of that, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't even know when I was pregnant, because first, when we had the conversation, we were not going to get pregnant immediately we got married, irrespective of the fact that I was old. I was old, yeah, in
Yeah.
the sense of the word.
Hmm.
But I wanted to understand my marriage first before bringing a child into it. So we waited
Hmm.
for a while. So I didn't even know when I got pregnant. I was just
Going going on with
I was
life.
just going on with life, doing stuff, not knowing. I was, in fact, I didn't know I was pregnant. I think where I kind of thought about it was when I was shooting, and I was so tired. I was like, why am I tired? I was like, maybe you're pregnant. I'm like, never, never, ever. And then I did the test and then found out I was pregnant. I'm like, oh my God. I'm
He
about
said, "Oh
to
my
be,
God."
yeah, I'm about to be a mom. And the whole process of the pregnancy, right? I was working, right?
Hmm.
And this is not to any woman who cannot work, right? But
Yeah.
for me, I've worked my whole life. So
Hmm.
I couldn't
Not walk.
not work. In fact, there was a time I went to, it was so bad. I wasn't feeling too good, and then I got to the hospital, and then the doctor told me that if I keep coming to the hospital, they will have to put me on bed rest. And I'm like, it's like we're going to give birth to this child, because we don't know what is going on. So I worked all through my
Pregnancy.
pregnancy. It was important for me to work. It was important for me to go through that phase and not be idle or not be
Hmm.
sitting down, right? Because you have to realize that not only was I mentally preparing myself to be a mother, but physically, right, in all of the things that happened to me, and especially with my job,
Hmm.
I have to be available,
Hmm.
right? Filmmaking is not very favorable to women, right?
Hmm.
Yes. And when I mean filmmaking, I mean the actual act of filmmaking, right?
Hmm.
Being a producer, you have to be on set, you have to be in control, you have to know all the things that is going around. So it's not always very favorable. So if I now, and then I just started my career basically. So if I now say, I'm not going to work
Yeah.
because I'm pregnant, in my head I'm like, how then do I come back from that?
Hmm.
Because society is also not very welcoming of new moms. So how
Hmm.
do I take a break now and then also take a break when I have a child?
Hmm.
So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to work. So I worked all through the 9 months I was working.
And so just to cut you short, do you, and this just having a conversation, I also don't have like an answer. In that thought process, do you think it's a healthy thought process for a woman to have?
I won't say it's unhealthy as well. I
Hmm.
would say that, especially in the climate that we're in, you have to. get to the point where you sit with yourself and weigh the cons and the pros. You
Hmm.
have to actually be able to do that. Do I want to do this? And if I do it, do I what do I gain and what do I lose? It's now left to you
To
to
decide.
decide if you want to go ahead with it, right? So for me, I didn't mind going along with it. I have a good partner, and I didn't mind the pregnancy because my pregnancy wasn't. I don't even think I had any
Sickness or anything.
major, yeah. I
Hmm.
didn't have anything that landed me in the hospital was work related. I was stressed, I was tired, but I didn't really have like any major health.
Like no nausea or
No,
my
I
wrist
did.
was paining me or
No,
my
I
back
didn't.
or I
Oh, I
can't.
had the back. I had the
Okay.
back thing, but that was only at night for some reason. At night, I wouldn't sleep, but it didn't mean that the next morning I wasn't gonna go out. Yeah,
Wow.
but I will still go. So the process of the pregnancy was also really good, and I'm thankful for that because if it wasn't, I don't know how I would I would have felt at the end of it. So I'm very grateful that it was smooth. I did have a lot of emotional support in my
Hmm.
auntie
Hmm.
who knew where I was before I got pregnant, and then she's not in the country, but it kind of felt that she was because she would just constantly ask about me, how you feeling, what's going on with you, what did you eat today? What that kind of just checking
Checking
up on me,
in.
yeah, to make sure that okay,
Is
you
she
know
still
what,
okay?
is she still okay? Like
Mm.
mentally, right? I know that physically you're fine because I can see that you're good, but pregnancy is also so much mental work.
Yeah.
And she really helped me to go through that. And I'm very grateful for that journey. And then labor, I didn't go into labor.
Hmm. You were induced.
And I wasn't induced as well. So um so I and my husband are on the big side, so it
Okay.
kind of just we just kind of knew that our
Was
child
going to be a bit
was going to
big.
be a bit big. We didn't know he was going to be that big. I can't even lie.
Wow. Really? What was he?
As at the time I was having the CS, he was 5 kg.
Jeez.
So so I didn't go into labor. I did have Braxton Hicks, right, but I didn't go into actual labor, so my water didn't break. But I went to the hospital, I think the week in which I was, or 2 weeks after I was supposed to be due, and then the doctor told me that if you come back, you know how when it's closer to
Due
your due
date.
date, you now come back frequently.
Yeah.
So the doctor told me that if you come back and this baby is bigger,
You have to
then I'm gonna
deliver.
have to do a CS.
Yeah.
So he was like, I'm not concerned really because there's nothing wrong,
Yeah.
but I don't want the baby to keep getting bigger
Big in
inside.
you.
Yeah. So
And by how many mix was this?
I had passed the 30
Something, Sha.
whatever week that I was supposed to give birth to the child.
Okay.
And I was like, "Ah, okay, no problem." So I have to say that I liked my doctor. He's an older doctor.
Okay.
The first hospital I went to, terrible, terrible doctor. Very, if I think about it, very, I'm very,
Are
it's
you
very,
upset?
I'm very upset because I remember I was supposed to do, so I was having pain. The first hospital I was having pain on the side, so I didn't know anything. New mom,
Mm-hmm.
I'd done Google search. It was just woes and tribulation. I'm like,
God,
okay,
I
let me
beg.
go to the hospital and actually find out.
Yeah.
So he's like, oh, you have to do a scan, which is not a problem. They didn't have a scan, whatever. So I had to go somewhere else to do the scan. So I go somewhere else to do the scan, get the result. I come back into your office and your legs are on the table. I walk into your office, your legs are still on the table. And then you look at the scan and you're like, oh, you are fine. No,
No
I'm
explanation.
not
No.
fine because if I was, I wouldn't be here. So I had a bad taste. But the doctor that I now went to, he was older and it was obvious he had done it a couple of times, right? So
Mm-hmm.
he was kind to me and he will say things like, you may not know what is going on, but I will try to explain to you what is going on. So even in the most silliest questions that I will have, I don't like hospitals.
Yeah.
So I'm not a person who constantly calls her doctor. I
Hmm.
would rather go through the pain. And then if it's too
Hmm.
much, then I'll call you.
Yeah.
So, but in the times where I will go to the hospital and ask him questions, he'll be like, oh, this is why you're feeling this. And it was good. So, you know, this thing where they'll say, oh, don't eat pineapples or certain things. And I really wanted to eat pineapple. I'd, I got to a part of my pregnancy. Pineapple was not in season, but I wanted to eat pineapple. So I found, and then I was just afraid because they're like, don't eat pineapple. Don't. So I went to him and I said, I want to eat pineapple, but this is what they say. And he says, do you want to eat pineapple? I say, yes.
Yes.
And it's like,
Eat
eat pineapple.
pineapple.
It's okay. You can eat
Oh
it.
my
And I'm like, okay. I didn't like my aftercare, but I loved the pregnancy process and how he held my hand through it. Right. Even when we went back to the hospital and then we were like, he was like, I told you, if you come back and this baby's bigger,
Big.
I'm going to have to do a CS. So you have to decide when you want to do it. And you just have 3 days from now to be able to do it. So I'm like, oh, okay, no problem. I'll just go home and pack my things. He's like, no, I want you to go home. I want you to think about it. I want you to have a conversation with your husband about it,
Hmm.
right? Because this decision you shouldn't take lightly, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
So we have a well, I like to say we have a conversation, but we didn't because I just said, you know what? I'm
I'm
the
over
one having the
that
baby.
here.
I want to get it out of me. So are
Are
you
you coming
ready?
or you're not coming?
If you're not
Are
coming,
you following me or not
I'm
following
gonna go
me?
by myself. So we went home, talked about it, and then we went back to the hospital. And the day I was scheduled to have the CS, I wasn't afraid, right? Because I'm a believer.
I love
And
that.
it, throughout my journey, I had seen God carry me through,
Hmm.
right? So even on the nights where I'm questioning if I can actually be a mom,
Hmm.
I've heard God talk to me through the process. I don't I When I think about being a mom, it kind of just
Hmm.
I'm like I'm too much. I'm in every way, I'm too much. If I do things on the extreme, I can't really sometimes I don't really have a balance to things. I'm either here or I'm is that I'm on the high or I'm on the
The
extreme low.
extreme. Oh.
So throughout my journey of pregnancy, I was trying all of that was things that were coming to me and then I would pray about it and God will help me through it. And even when I would talk to God about how I was raised, he would show me
Hmm.
the women who have been in my life, who have,
Hmm.
without even them knowing, showed me
Hmm.
that, see, you can actually do this.
Hmm.
It seems hard. It might be hard, but you can actually do it.
Yeah.
You done hard stuff, so this should be good. So that for me helped me. So when I got to the hospital, I wasn't afraid. I had this playlist that I would usually play. And when I took it with me into the room,
Lip.
the
Lip.
doctor is
Yeah.
like, is this on because you're scared? Or is this
Hmm.
on because it makes you feel
Calm or at
calm?
peace.
And I'm like, neither.
It's just on.
It's on because it's been with me all through
True.
my journey, and I would like to have that with me in the room. So I wasn't scared. I wasn't afraid because I had a good doctor and because I also had God. Right. So I all I remember about that process is the child coming out and how they had to shake me. I'm like,
Yeah.
ah, God, it shouldn't be this deep because I know that they've injected me, but I could feel that pressure when it was.
Yeah.
And then when the doctor brought the baby out, the doctor's like, I need you to actually check how much this baby weighs. Because
Hmm.
on the scan, he was weighing, I think, 4.4, 4.5 or
For
something like that.
more. I think they also that is a big
So
baby.
when he brought him out, the doctor's like, I need you. So he told one of the
Hmm.
nurses, I need you to actually go and weigh this child for me. And then I want to take my child out of the room. And I'm like,
Let me see my baby now.
doctor. And I like, calm down. Nothing is going to happen. I just need to know how much. And then the nurse came back and the nurse says the baby's 5 kg. And the doctor is like, wow,
It's a big wow. It
you've been
is
carrying
5
5 kg
kg in your tummy.
in your tummy for the past how many weeks? And you somehow managed to do all the things that you did. And in that moment, I realized that I didn't even know that my baby was that big. I was just going
Ah, God truly carries
yeah, I was just
also.
going through the
Uh-uh.
emotions. Yes, I'll say like, oh, my waist is paining me or my back's paining me.
Mm,
But then I'll be like, oh, maybe it's just like
mm.
normal with pregnancy and everything. But I was actually carrying a
5
big
kg.
child.
Thank God
in
you didn't even do, you didn't even reason right. My sister. If for be like Red Sea,
eh
parting of the
I
Red
beg
Sea.
go, please don't do that. Let's not even go there because I don't even think like my doctor
Abia would have
wouldn't have,
allowed,
yeah, he
yeah.
wouldn't have allowed.
Sorry to interrupt your viewing. I know you're enjoying the conversation, but our goal is to reach more people and we need your help. So can you take a moment to subscribe to this channel, like this video, drop a comment and share this video with that man or woman. Also, I have a book titled How to Overcome the Fear of Pregnancy and Motherhood. This is for every woman who desires to have a child or children but you're afraid to. You can get a copy of this book using the link in the description or on your screen right now. Okay, let's get back to the video.
So I think that was where I enjoyed my pregnancy until everything after that I didn't like.
Hmm.
I didn't like my aftercare.
In the hospital or beyond
No,
that?
in that hospital, I didn't like my aftercare. Realize that the doctor is the owner of that hospital. So
Mm.
he's the gynecologist, but after he delivers the child, his job ends there,
Yeah,
right?
because he's just to see you through
Yeah.
pregnancy.
The aftercare was so terrible. It was
Mm-mm.
really bad. So I wasn't lactating, all right, which apparently is normal for
Yes.
a CS mom
It's like even
or a
yeah,
mom. I
yeah.
I didn't know that. So I was not lactating, and then the nurses who were supposed to
Help you.
help me through it in the most nicest way possible did the most outrageous thing. Guys, if a nurse comes to meet you, and I'm saying this from personal experience, if a nurse comes to meet you and brings something like syringe
Hmm.
close to you when you just give birth,
Hey,
you have my permission to slap that nurse.
who did it? They're poking.
Yeah,
Why?
they said, oh, I do have inverted nipple, which is okay, right? So she cuts the syringe, puts it to my nipple, and starts to pull it. You have to realize that I'm on the bed.
You just did CS
I
now.
just I'm like, is,
Is it medically approved? Like, is that how it's supposed to be?
yeah, is this what? So, as at the time when they wheeled me to the room and all of that, I have just my auntie with me, but my auntie is also trying to be with my son,
Yeah.
right? So my husband has gone to bury the
Placenta.
placenta, so he's not in the hospital. So my auntie is shuffling between me and my son, where they're trying to clean him up and everything. So I'm like, ma, wait, is this thing you are doing? Is this supposed to be done? Because if you maybe you don't realize it's paining me, and there's what's that thing they gave us for this years?
And
It's
it,
in my system,
yeah.
but I can still feel the pain of what you are doing. So it
Yeah.
really is hard. And then she's like, that says it's not coming, and the child must eat.
Child must eat. So formula, they don't need to buy formula again.
I say, you are the one that told us to buy formulas. We are coming.
Or is that?
Shebi, you will make the formula
Oh wait,
first.
maybe someone in the comment that this want to explain to us.
Or
Maybe we don't
maybe I
know.
don't know.
Maybe we don't know.
I just
True,
need
true.
them to explain to me because I'm not going. I like my doctor, but I didn't like the aftercare, so I'm not going back to the hospital. But I think I need someone to explain to me why that was important at that time with no explanation.
Yeah, like okay, they'll walk you through the process. Oh, you have this. Oh, we want to do this.
It was
Oh, this is how we
so.
will
It
feel.
was
You see,
terrible.
and while you were talking, I just want to add that medical care is like another prayer point in your journey. You really need to
Oh,
pray over the hospital you go, over the doctors, over the nurses. I promise you, it's in fact it's so much of a life and death situation,
yeah,
and not just even how they care for you, the ability to respond to you, to listen to
to
you, to take
listen, and that's one
initiative.
thing that medical people don't do to pregnant women or newborns. They don't listen.
Yes,
They kind of put
yes,
all of us. So if you are pregnant, you are all in the same
yeah,
box.
yeah,
But everybody's pregnancy is different.
yeah,
So our care should actually be different.
yeah.
Because pain is not so much of a big issue to me, right?
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't mean that the next woman who comes,
Yeah, it's
who
not.
who at the slightest thing is gone haywire, does not mean that you now be condescending towards her. So it just went downhill from there for me because I'm like, you know what? So my son had what they call this thing that they put under the light.
My daughter had it too.
Uh,
How?
jaundice,
Jaundice, yes,
yes.
thank you.
So he had jaundice. And you know how uncomfortable they are in that thing. First time mom, nobody explains to me. So I'm feeling a type of way because I'm like, my son is going through this and I can't even help him. I can't
Yeah,
even, there's
I can
nothing I can
understand.
actually do
Yeah,
to make his life easier.
I
Nobody
feel you.
explains anything. So we're in the hospital longer than I even want to be because at that point I'm like, I want to go home.
Yeah, but you ought to
But
wait
I
for,
also want to
yeah.
be with my son. Another thing they did is I react to painkillers. So I told my doctor beforehand that I react to painkillers. So paracetamol,
Mm.
ibuprofen, I react to your think of your basic painkiller, I react to it.
Wow.
So healthcare for me in Nigeria is an issue because the average doctor will want to give me paracetamol or something higher, and then I try to explain to them. So when they bring the drug, I ask them, "Oh, what are you giving me?" They
Yeah.
have a problem with me asking what
I
they are.
don't
I
understand.
don't. You're going to give me.
I honestly think the hospital, the nurses, something is wrong with them.
You're
In the
going to give
and I'm not
me
even saying it in an
medication.
insulting way. I honestly think the nurses don't know their work
I
in that
need to know what you are
hospital.
giving me. So
Yes.
when they tell me what they're giving me, I'm like, "Oh, you have to remove this from it because I react to it." And then the younger doctor, who the nurse says, "Ah," and I'm like, maybe call a doctor because you seem to not understand what it means when somebody reacts to painkillers. The doctor that they bring is not any better because when that one even comes and I say, "Oh, sorry, you can't add, can't even remember what they gave me. I think it was ibuprofen or something." I'm like, "Oh, sorry, you can't put ibuprofen because I reacted." And then he's like, "Oh, that means you will go without painkiller." And I'm like, that's not, I don't think that's the appropriate
It's
response
not. It's
to
not.
give to me. So yes, I do react to it, but I know that there's a higher, I can't even remember the name, but there's a higher painkiller that I don't react to. But you can easily get addicted to it, which is why
Mm. And
they don't
recommend it.
recommend it, right?
Okay.
But if you give it on a controlled dose,
Yeah.
right? I can go with that. So I start to tell the doctor that there is a medication you can actually give me. In fact, it's better that I'm in the hospital when you give it to me because you can control it so I don't get addicted to it. So things like that
Yeah. I agree. That can
just
be
made
annoying.
me, and then we go home. It's not any better because I'm still not lactating. And this is like two
Oh.
weeks after I've given birth,
Oh.
and I'm tired, I'm annoyed, I'm
Hmm.
irritated, and I'm
Hmm.
just telling God, like, I told you I couldn't do this. So even my
Hi.
body is not accepting the fact that I can do this. I told you
Hi.
I can't do this. Because at home, my grandmother is now with me at home.
Okay.
My mother is with me at home. And then they are doing all the whole traditional thing to actually make me lactate. And it's not working.
Are you serious?
It's not working. They did everything they used to do. I was engorged, but there was no milk. So suddenly they were having a conversation. I think maybe like 2, 3 days or something. They're having a conversation. And then my mother says, "Ah, it happened to me, Sha, all my children." And then my grandmother says,
Me
"That's why
too.
they do us." And I'm like,
Eh.
wait,
So it's
you
generational
mean that this
problem.
thing is generational and nobody says, you people are acting as if it started on my head. Apparently, all the women in my family, in some way, have had lactating issues. So I'm like, so why am I suffering? Everybody get away from me.
Yeah.
Just take your hands off me.
Yeah.
Don't touch me
Yeah.
again. I'm gonna try just to do the best I can. If it
Yeah.
works, good. If it does not work,
Yeah.
just keep giving the boy the
Formula.
bottle anyway. It's not gonna die.
Yeah.
And then that's what they did. They kept giving him bottle. So even when I started to lactate, Baba don't move on. So when
Yeah. So what did you
I
do to help you?
I think it was just actually giving my body time.
Hmm.
Because after they stopped all that they did, I just continued to press it so that the engorgement stops. And then after a while, it started to come up by itself. So I think just giving my body time
To rest.
to rest made all the difference. But by the time my son had just stayed with the bottle. So even
Yeah, I
trying
got
to give
used to
him the
it.
breast was not
Yeah.
working. So I'm like, you
Yeah.
know what? Even me,
I'm tired. I'm done with it.
I'm not about this life. So I would pump. So when it started to come out, I would pump.
Oh,
But even
okay.
the pumping wasn't like a lot.
Great.
Or
Yeah.
so we were still relying more on the formula. But I
Formula.
would pump, and then after a while, we just kind of got into the sync of doing formula and breast milk, and then we figured it. So I think the pregnancy was really nice. I really liked my pregnancy.
Oh,
I didn't
pretty.
have absurd cravings.
Yeah.
But after I gave birth, it was a little bit downhill, and
Yeah.
then we picked up again after a while. So yeah,
Yeah. That
it
was
was
good. So for postpartum, I think the biggest thing was the lactating.
yeah.
Did you go to, like someone was say, the real work started in postpartum. Did you feel any of that, or it was just like your biggest struggle with lactating?
Because I had family around me. I don't think I felt that much, and I had friends around me as well. I have a friend who, when I gave birth, she will come every Monday morning.
Wow.
Every Monday morning, like clockwork. It
Wow.
didn't matter if there was anything to be done or not to be done. She would just show up. If I just needed somebody to talk to, she'll be there to talk to me.
Wow.
If I needed things to be done, she would help me to do things.
Wow.
And then I had my grandmother for a while. Then I had my auntie stay with me for a long
Wow.
time.
So there was good
So
support.
yeah, so it was pretty chilled. So I had help. Did I try to be strong and do things by myself? Yes. Then I had to go back to the hospital to kind of do my stitches. So I knew that, oh,
You're already stressing
yeah, I was already
yourself.
stressing myself too much. But I actually had, I can't even lie, I had help. So postpartum for me, it was really the lactating. I think
Yeah.
that was my biggest
Issue.
issue. Yes.
Okay.
But apart from that, I had help so much that it didn't really.
Yeah. And so a question I also ask, the moms is how are you navigating your marriage
Ah,
during that period?
they
Because
didn't really. They didn't really told us themselves. That side, I think they should do like book. Then they should do like video, right? Then they should do audio podcast because
oh
I now understand why some marriages break up when they have a child. I wasn't prepared for that phase at
my
all.
god.
I was not prepared. I was focused on the child,
Hmm.
birthing the child,
Hmm.
but I was not prepared for that phase at
Hmm.
all. First, I moved out of our room when I was pregnant because everything in the room just began to annoy me. The smell.
I have a friend like that. The other one that even moved out. She
Me,
chased him away.
no, me, I moved. I was like, don't worry, you sleep. I will leave. I will leave for you because everything he was now just doing was just annoying me. I was like, "Ah, how do I even get pregnant for this man? What's going on?" So I was irritated, and
Oh
I'm like, you
my
know what?
god.
I'm going to remove myself from this situation. So I went into the other room, and because I wasn't sleeping well at night anyway, so I would touch and turn, and then I would wake him up. So it was just better for me to move. But I feel like that also was a problem,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Moving out of the room that we both share was a
Yeah.
problem because I think I moved out when I was in like 6 months or so. So that time away
Mm-hmm.
and then just being on my own
Hmm.
kind of made me. So I just started to do things that I would normally just ask him to do. So I just started to do them on my own and all of that. So I gave birth, in my head I'm thinking, oh, things should just
Magically just go
magically
back.
just go back.
Yeah.
Baba is like, don't worry, oh, me, don't worry, I'll just sleep here. I'm like,
Wow.
okay, oh, fine. Because to be
You two don't
honest,
want to be like,
I'm like, no problem now. Good luck to you. Then months now pass. I'm realizing that wait, we're still sleeping in
separate
separate
room. Why was your
rooms.
baby sleeping?
So my baby was sleeping in a cot,
Okay.
right?
With
Because
you in a room?
yeah, with me in the room. Because my auntie had told me from
Yeah, don't put him on your bed.
don't put him on your bed if you want peace of mind. Didn't work, Sha,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
after a while if he hits the cot, he will wake up. So I
Yeah.
had to transition to bed, but it didn't work. But I just realized that we were not speaking as much.
Wow.
The only thing that probably we would talk about is something to do with the child, or if I needed him to get groceries or needed him to get
Hi.
something in the house. I realized that we're living in the same house, but we're not really communicating. There was no any more affection because we're just baby centered and baby focused and just moving on with our lives. And I'm like, nobody talks about that part because we're fighting a lot now. Maybe
Hmm.
not fighting. No, fighting is the wrong word. What?
Arguing,
It's not even
disagreeing.
arguing because for me and you to even argue, we've had a conversation to a point. We're just not talking to each other. If you ask, we're not fighting, but we really don't have anything to say to each other anymore,
Wow.
right? And I'm like, wow, there's so much, there's too much of
Yeah.
this, right, in the
Hmm. No,
marriage.
wow.
And I'm like, I don't know if it was only me, but I do realize that I've also spoken to
Yeah.
some people,
Yeah.
and that phase
Happened.
happens that everybody's acting individually,
Hmm.
and the child is the only
Thing that linking
connection
together.
that they have. So for me and my husband, we did try to work that out to say, you know what, before this child came, there was both of us,
Hmm.
and being friends with my husband is actually one of the highlights of my marriage. I love being friends with my husband.
Aww.
So not being friends is it was I was very uncomfortable because my husband makes me laugh a lot. So I'm like, wait, where's this guy now? Just come, just crack you up. I'll just laugh. But we're not talking, so there's no thing to crack up. But I'm very glad that we worked it out. We
Hmm.
talked about it, and we just intentionally decided that, oh, you know what, we're going to do better.
Aww.
Like we didn't move into room back into the rooms immediately, right? Because after then he now transitioned to bed, so I was not sleeping on the bed with him, and then all of that. But our communication was better. We
Yeah.
were talking to each other. We
Yeah.
were going out. So we now decided that, you know what, we're just going to intentionally go out, find somewhere to drop this human being, and then just go out and be friends again.
Yeah, that's
And yeah, it really
beautiful.
did help
I'm so
us.
happy I asked that because I almost wanted to skip it, but it kept coming to mind that I asked because some people don't know that.
Yeah, because I didn't know that.
Some
I
people
didn't
don't
know that there was
know.
that face was there. I
Yeah.
didn't know at
And
all.
it's not abnormal. Like, I think for me, when I realized that other people to have, it may not be this exact issue, but something happens. I
Yeah.
felt normal. Funny, it was even I remember one of PL's movie. I was just scrolling and she was talking about, those PL used to do like 5 years in
Yeah,
marriage.
yeah, yeah,
My
yeah,
king.
yeah,
So,
yeah.
so she, I can't remember exactly she said, but when she said that, I'm not
I'm not,
abnormal now.
yeah. We're all going
There's
through
nothing
it.
wrong with me. So this is just, it's just a part of the thing.
Yeah, we're
Okay.
all going
So
through
that
it.
was very, very comforting for me. And I thank you for actually, sharing on that. So, we've talked on motherhood. So let's talk into your work. Because that's
Ah.
that's another big thing. Is motherhood, faith,
Yeah.
purpose for a reason. So let's talk into what you do. So talk us through also your journey, right? What was that like before motherhood? How you been able to navigate it? Even from pregnancy. I mean, you spoke on pregnancy already, but maybe where you are now in postpartum,
Bottom.
right? So before and then,
And then where I
yeah,
am now.
yeah,
So when people ask me about my journey, especially with working, I like to say that everything that I've done now, all the unintentional steps that I've made,
yeah.
brought me to this place that I am. When
Mm-hmm.
I started to actually work, I was a programs director for an NGO. I
Okay.
was coordinating their programs and just for young teenagers. And then I moved from there. I stayed there for years, for like 5 years.
Oh, that's a long
Yeah,
time.
it was a job I enjoyed. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy it. It's fun memories. And then I transitioned from there to writing. So I
Okay.
used to write for this newspaper online. And part time I would go and perform poetry.
Okay.
Yeah. So I would perform poetry and then I would
Oh,
write.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah. I used
really.
to, you know they pay jare that. If now in Poland now, if I carry my poetry goes on, they will give me money. But yeah, they
It
don't
didn't
used
really
to,
pay.
they don't really. So the average Nigerian, when you say, "Oh, you're a spoken word artist," they kind of, and this is not their fault, sha,
Yeah.
but they make fun of it.
Hmm.
They
Like, is
make
that
fun of
all?
it.
Okay. Like, okay. So yes. So what else? Is
Yeah,
that it?
they make fun of it, and it's a lot of work, but they make fun of it, and it doesn't pay as much. So in my head, I'm like, wait, this thing doesn't even pay as much, and you're making fun of it. I regressed. So I transitioned from that because it wasn't paying. Yeah, I still love poetry, but I needed something that paid the bills. So
Yeah.
I focused more on writing, and then I moved from there to working with Pastor. And even when I started to work with Pastor, it wasn't even films. I
Hmm.
was helping her. She does coaching for people who want to write books.
Yeah.
So I was how you even call it now? I was like the community manager. At
Okay.
that
Okay.
time, there was not that English was not there. Oh. We were just
Start
helping
doing
them,
it.
just do it. Yeah. So, but I was managing all of that and managing like the clients.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then if she will have ghostwriting clients as well, just that communication between. So it
Yeah.
wasn't even that I went into filmmaking, but I didn't
Hmm.
know I was going to be a filmmaker because at one point in this journey, I had worked with Funke Akindele to
Oh.
write the script, Jennifer. So we're a
Hmm.
group of writers who had written some of the scenes in Jennifer. So I did know that I loved filmmaking, right?
Hmm.
But I didn't know the aspect of filmmaking that I liked.
Hmm.
I didn't mind writing, but my problem with writing a script is that when we finish writing it, then we'll now call action. The thing that people are acting and the
It's
thing I
not what
wrote
I wrote.
is not together. So I'm like, nah. So
Hmm.
then I started to work for Baslash, and then she was like, oh, she wants to make a film. I'm like, okay, what can I do? And she was like, just do this, just do that. Okay, call this person. Okay, go here. Okay, do that. Okay, this is where we're going to shoot. Okay, go there and go and make sure that they're ready
Wow.
for
See
us.
how the whole picture
Yeah,
just.
and you have to remember that I did say I was a program director for an NGO,
Yes.
so I walked a lot. I went to
Hmm.
places a lot. I spoke to people a lot just to tell them, oh, this is our vision. This is what
Hmm.
we want to do.
Hmm.
Just having them buy into that vision, right? So I did that. So in film, it's the same thing.
Hmm.
If I want to you to come on board my film, I have to sell my vision to you,
Yeah.
right? So that came in handy, right? Talking to people, all the people that I have met, all the contacts that I've made, kind of help.
Yeah.
So she said, "Oh, this is what you're going to do. This is what you're going to do." So basically, just giving me giving me a way to do the things that I love doing.
Yeah.
And then we finished it, and then I'm like,
I like this thing, oh.
I like this thing. Oh.
I did it well, oh.
It's like the weirdest thing because the director, after we're done, lots of higi haga, but after we're done, he was like, "Hey, Sonome, do you still want to continue filmmaking?" I'm like, "Yeah." So do you still? So you still want to be a producer? I'm like, "Actually,
Yeah.
yeah." And he's like, "You're so weird." I'm like, "I know," because that is the least how will I call it,
Area.
glamorous part of filmmaking.
Oh.
Actually, producing is the least glamorous part. But I love it. I love to put order into chaos. I like
Hmm.
to see that this place or this thing you want to do is in five different parts.
Hmm.
And I'm the one responsible for bringing those five different parts together
Together.
as one. It gives me great joy.
Yeah.
So that's how I know that all the intentional steps that I've taken all over in all the things that I've done
Mm-hmm.
have brought me to this place.
Mm-hmm.
And I know without a shadow of doubt that filmmaking, producing, telling intentional stories is something
Yeah.
that I want to do.
That's so
Right?
beautiful.
Yeah. So before I got married, it wasn't this, yeah. But I married a partner who, okay, what do I want to do with your
Just
life?
do.
Just do. I really don't care. So that has helped in being able to just carry on doing what
Yeah.
I love to do,
Yeah.
regardless of what people might say,
Mm-hmm.
or regardless of how much it pays.
Yeah.
Because to be honest, film you don't really shoot film every month. So it's not like your 9 to 5 where you will
Hmm.
actually get a salary every month. That doesn't work with
Hmm.
filmmaking. If you're not on a project, you're not earning,
Hmm.
right?
That's
Exactly.
that's. I didn't think of that part
Yeah,
too.
if you're not on a project, you're not earning shishi. Nobody's paying you nothing, right? So, but just having a partner who understands that I'm not working now, but
Tomorrow you can
if
be working.
I work, you see that salary that you are going 30 days. Let me just do 2 weeks. I will bring it back for you.
Wow.
So just knowing that, all right, also helps. And then in all of it, if I'm standing in the middle and just looking down, I'm so grateful
Hmm.
for the people who brought me here.
Hmm.
I'm very grateful to them because they didn't even know what they were doing,
Hmm.
but they were just, especially the woman I did my first job with. I didn't know anything about NGOs. I didn't know anything about programs. I didn't know
Yeah.
anything about anything.
But she gave you the
She
opportunity.
just said, you know what? I know you enough to know that you can do it.
Yeah.
In fact, I made this huge blunder where we're supposed to invite the deputy governor of Lagos State.
Hmm.
We were supposed to invite her the next day. I went to invite her today.
Hmm.
So the woman comes and I'm like, hey, normally you should actually sack me because
That's a big yeah,
what are you
yeah.
doing? But she was gracious enough to know to say it's a mistake.
Huh.
You make more, right? But you
Hmm.
have to be intentional about what you're doing from now on. You
Yeah.
have to double check. And
Mm-hmm.
that has helped me in my journey. Also grateful for Pastor Laji because I didn't know anything about filmmaking. I'm
Yeah.
just, do you want to be an errand girl? I'm like, yeah, I don't mind. And then just going on that and giving me credit, right?
Hmm.
Giving me credit when due. So, started with production management, right? Just managing production, and then climbed on to being an associate producer and then a producer. So,
Wow.
just giving me credit in every step of the way
Wow.
has helped me to build this record that I
Hmm.
have, right? I usually say that I like the way I entered Nollywood. There's
Hmm.
some things I don't know, and I'm glad I don't know it. And
Yeah.
there's a way some people behave in Nollywood. I don't understand that way. And
Hmm.
I'm very glad I don't understand that way. I'm
Hmm.
very glad of how I entered into Nollywood and how I'm here.
That's
So
beautiful.
yes, you may not know me, but if you go on Google and you type in my name, you better
Okay.
know me. Yeah, you better know me. And
Love
I'm
it.
very grateful for that. So all these women who have helped me in various stages of my life
Yeah.
and just held my hand to say, you know what, you may not know what you're doing. You may be confused.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm going to be here with you. I'm going to
Mm-hmm.
guide you. And they've helped me know that, okay, this is what I want to do. So when I was going to
Mm-hmm.
found 12 Tenko, I knew that my strongest suit was execution.
Oh, okay.
And without a shadow of doubt, I knew that I will do well in execution. Having another business is not my, I wouldn't thrive.
Yeah.
So just knowing that execution is what I'm going to do
Mm-hmm.
helped me to just streamline. So okay, execution. Is it projects? Is it productions? What are we doing?
Yeah.
Right? And that's really helped me in my trajectory. So having that after giving birth, I used to say, or I still say, that being a mother is the hardest thing I've done till date.
Yeah.
It's the
Wow.
hardest thing, and I've done a lot of hard things.
Wow.
But this has been the hardest thing because I'm responsible for another human being now.
Mm-hmm.
And my life choices
Mm-hmm.
are very important in the upbringing of this boy. I'm
Yeah.
a boy mom. And I also usually say that I'm glad I'm a boy mom first. Before
Hmm.
I wouldn't know what to do with a girl. I wouldn't have known what to
Oh my god.
do with a girl child. So this boy that God has given to me that I'm training
Yeah.
is very much important in my work
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
So if I'm producing, I do try to get help, right?
Okay.
I
Okay.
go drop him off with my grandma. And then I've been fortunate enough to have him on set as well,
Hmm.
right? Have him with me on production.
Hmm.
It's,
Really?
yeah, it's not easy, but it's the phase in which I am now.
Hmm.
And one thing I'm realizing is taking it as it comes,
Yeah.
right? Of course, I'm going to get into another phase where he's going to be much more independent,
Of course.
where he's not going to constantly need me,
Yeah.
right? I might miss this phase. I don't know if I will,
I think you
but I
will.
might. But in this present one where I'm navigating motherhood and then being a filmmaker, all the balls are not always in the air.
Yeah.
Sometimes
One ball.
one ke. Ah, so sometimes my house is the one that is the ball that falls to the ground. My house is unkept, is unclean. Right. Well, when I say unclean, not I'm not meaning that it's unsafe for the child.
Yes,
That's
I
not what I mean.
understand, but it may
Yeah.
not be. It could have been
It could
better.
have been better.
Yes.
Yeah. So in this journey, and then sometimes I wouldn't be able to take a gig, maybe because he's
Hmm.
sick. right?
Hmm.
And the people who I would normally drop in with are not
Hmm.
available at that time.
Hmm.
So I would have to be at home because as of right now, I'm his primary caregiver,
Hmm.
right? So balls drop. I don't always have it in the air. It's not perfect. It's also not always in sync.
Hmm.
But I'm learning to give myself grace.
Yes.
I'm learning that I cannot be everything
Yeah. At
at
the same
at the same
time.
time.
Yeah. Sometimes.
Some days I'm a great mom. Like I will
Yeah.
even tell myself, look at you, giant to parenting on check. Today you got it. Tomorrow my house may be the one that is in disorder.
Yeah.
Next tomorrow it may be the actual job that I couldn't get. So there's really no balance. There's really no balance to it because one will always take
Priority.
priority, which is my son,
Yeah.
right? So that will always I will always prioritize that
Yeah.
over every other thing.
Yeah.
But I do try to wake up each day
Hmm.
or no go to bed each day knowing
Yeah.
that I did give my best to
Yeah.
whatever aspect
Yeah.
needed me.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
and I
yeah.
think that's beautiful because it was interesting because I was going to ask you, so how have you been navigating motherhood? And it's like it's as if you were reading my question
I
in my
didn't
head, and
navigate
you
it, so
just and you just told us. I mean, they are just balls, and
yeah.
sometimes some balls are
It's not
just dropping.
yeah.
Sometimes it's support. Sometimes I can't take this job, and
Yeah.
like you said, as he grows older, as seasons come and go, it will probably be different.
Mm-hmm.
But currently, you would say you are working in purpose.
Yes,
You
I
would
would
say
say.
at least you're fulfilled, you are
Yes.
happy,
Yes, I would
and
say
and
that.
and, and that's beautiful. So I mean, just to wrap up, what would you say? Because I would like for you to end with maybe a note on faith,
Okay.
your journey God has played,
In my life.
yes, in your life, especially in this
Hmm.
part, and also we can just wrap up with that part.
I am many things, but I am nothing without God. I
Glory.
am many things, but I'm nothing without God. And that's because of where I'm coming from.
Hmm.
So, you know how you're born in a Christian home, but that's
Yeah.
it. But I then had an encounter with God,
Hmm.
right? And that has carried me all through the years. But just knowing that God was or is present or was present when I was pregnant,
Yeah.
right? It just kind of made it more tangible for me. It was something I could hold on, like I could feel and I could
Yeah.
hold on to.
Yeah.
So recently, I've started to try to get my devotion back because when I did give birth, it was just
Yeah.
the whole thing
Yeah.
just went. I'll just tell God, guy, we go again because today
Oh my
Today
God! It
was
didn't day.
today wasn't it, but you do get peace to
And
you.
you're this dramatic.
Yeah, and that's how I am with God. I can't even lie. I'm like
Hmm.
that with Him. So when I just gave birth and I would try to have devotion and all of that, and it's not working, Baba. Today no they do amo. We go again tomorrow, guy. Okay, so I'm just now trying to get back into that place of devotion and having my personal time with God and getting it back. And in one of the days where I was just ranting, God was like, even on the days where you didn't talk to me,
I was
I
there.
was there. So
Hmm.
what is going on now?
Hmm.
Where you have much more time to talk to me, right? So my faith is it's a vital part of my life. It's a vital part of my existence because I truly know without a shadow of doubt that where I am today
Yeah.
and the things that I have today,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have gotten it if I was not solely rooted in Him. For
Hmm.
some people, it might be a walk in the park for them.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, having a partner was important to me. Having the kind of partner that I have
Yeah.
was very important to me that I wouldn't have gone ahead with it if I
Yeah.
didn't have him.
Yeah.
Right. So that phase of my life as well, and then my giving birth to my son, and just having God acknowledge that yes, where you're coming from might not really be all that, but you can do better. So all of that, those little things
Yeah.
accumulate, and faith in God for me there's there's no Onome without God. it's like two of us were
Well,
together.
one.
One.
Literally, you have been crucified with Christ. It's no
Yeah.
longer you who
It's
live, but
not me. Oh.
Christ.
So it might
So,
not be
yes.
perfect. So I wouldn't come here to say, oh, as a mother, everything is on check, everything is right. It's not perfect, right?
Yeah.
But that's the thing about serving God.
Mm-hmm.
It's not about your perfection.
Yeah.
It's about just showing up.
Yeah. I think it's about your heart in
Yeah, and
it.
then making sure that your heart is in the right place with him,
Yeah.
making sure that he knows that, look, this is me and you
Yeah.
until whether which one, whichever one comes first. If Jesus comes first,
Hallelujah.
if I go meet him, with
Hallelujah.
just knowing that both of us are together forever, that makes all the
That's
difference.
beautiful. Thank you so much, Onome.
Thank you so
So we
much,
usually
Rebecca.
close with a slogan.
Ah,
It says we are mothers, we are believers, and we are walking in
in
purpose.
purpose, we are
So at the
mothers,
count
we are
of three,
believers, we are
walking in
and we are
purpose.
working in purpose.
So on the
Okay,
count of three, we just look at the camera and we
okay.
just speak. Okay. 1, 2, 3, go. We
We
are
are mothers,
mothers, we
we
are
are
believers,
believers,
and
and
we
we
are
are
walking
walking
in
in
purpose.
purpose.
Woo!
Whoosh!
Thank you.
Thank you so much.